Another video for you with some new stories. First new story is about a prison break in Benishangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, where 17 prisoners have escaped. In BG, we know that a commander of Benishangul Gumuz People Liberation Front escaped a few months ago. Now more than a dozen prisoners have escaped. Second news story is about a long time Ethiopian former dictator Mengistu Hailemariam, who is in exile in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe's foreign minister in an interview talked about extradition of Mengistu Hailemariam if Ethiopian government made a request. Third news story is about Sudan Ethiopia border tension viewers. Demake Mekonnen, Ethiopian minister, 2 days ago spoke about this dispute, and he had said that Sudan seized land on borders against some decisions. It was a violation of past agreements. And Sudanese Foreign Ministry has officially responded to Demake Mekonnen's speech. Fourth news story is from Sekota, it's a town in Waghimra zone of Amhara region. Some extraordinary measures were announced today in Sekota a few hours ago. A sort of curfew is being imposed there. What is happening in Sekota? And lastly, viewers, some Tigrayan diaspora members are claiming that Joe Biden, US President, is sending a delegation to hold meetings with International Criminal Court officials, and US government is considering some actions in connection with atrocities committed in Ukraine and Ethiopia. Firstly, Benishangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, which shares a border with Sudan, very volatile region for years. Armed group Benishangul Gumuz People Liberation Front has been fighting against government forces here. Oromo Liberation Army has its presence as well. The region is home to Ethiopian Grand Renaissance Dam, GERD as well. Third filling of the dam is due to start in coming months, and there is deployment of all regional federal forces to protect the dam site. But there is instability. We keep on hearing about incidents involving armed groups and forces in this region. Now, a prison break is being reported. The incident happened in Assosa zone of BG, and Assosa prison is the place where 17 prisoners managed to escape. It has been confirmed Taiba Muhammad is a prison department's official, and she has confirmed that at least 17 persons fled. They managed to escape. Who were they? Were they members of BPLF, Benishangul Gumuz People Liberation Front? She's not made it clear. She just says that after the imposition of emergency, these persons were arrested. Interestingly, around 3 months ago, a top commander of BPLF armed group, Abdul Wahab Mahdi, escaped from a prison. And now once again, prison break is being reported in Assosa zone of BG. So far, none of these 17 prisoners has been arrested. A second news story is about long-time former Ethiopian dictator Mengistu Hailemariam, ruled Ethiopia from 1977 till 1991. And then in 1991, he fled Ethiopia. He went to Zimbabwe. Since then, he's been there. Zimbabwe's foreign minister talked to Voice of America, and their question of Mengistu Hailemariam's extradition was raised by a reporter who was interviewing Frederick Shawa, Zimbabwe's foreign minister. Zimbabwe's previous position about Mengistu was that Mengistu was a refugee and he had refugees' rights, and that's why Zimbabwe will not extradite Mengistu to Ethiopian government. But in this interview, Frederick Shawa says if Ethiopian government sent a request for Mengistu's extradition, Zimbabwe's government will consider it. It means Zimbabwe's government has changed its position. It could extradite Mengistu Hailemariam. Now, question, viewers, is will Ethiopian government send such a request to Zimbabwe? There are so many internal problems. Mengistu Hailemariam's era was marked by human rights abuses across Ethiopia. But problem is that Ethiopian government is already preoccupied with so many internal issues. I don't think it would like to open a new front. Mengistu Hailemariam's extradition could lead to further problems in Ethiopia. So Zimbabwe has shown the green light, it seems. Now let's see what Ethiopian government will do. I don't think that Ethiopian government would make such a request to Zimbabwe at this crucial time when there are so many internal and external problems which the government of Ethiopia is facing. A third story is about Sudan-Ethiopia border dispute over Al-Fashaga, Fashaga Al-Kubra, Fashaga Al-Sugra. Sudan took advantage of Tigray conflict. It seized this land which is part of Sudan, Sudan claims. And this fertile Fashaga steppe, almost 95% of it came back under Sudanese control. Since then, Ethiopia has been protesting, but Ethiopia has so many of its internal problems that it has not been able to launch any military offensive to take back the territories. 2 days ago, Demeke Mekonnen, Ethiopian minister, addressing Ethiopian parliament, said that Sudan violated bilateral agreements when its forces seized Al-Fashaga. And after that, Sudanese foreign ministry issued a statement. Sudan is protesting. Sudan says that Demeke Mekonnen's speech was full of misinformation. It was incorrect, and Sudan has a right to deploy its forces to Al-Fashaga. It's in accordance with 1902 and 1903 agreements, and Ethiopia should help, should coordinate with Sudan in border demarcation. So, Sudan is not going to withdraw its forces from Al-Fashaga, and Ethiopia is not in a position to start a military offensive. Sudan has taken advantage of internal conflict in Ethiopia. It has taken control of Al-Fashaga. Fourth news story is from Sekota, viewers, a town in Vog-Hemra zone of Ethiopia, Amhara region. And we know that in Sekota, close to Sekota, there are thousands of IDPs because some parts of Vog-Hemra are still under TDF control. And from these areas, people have fled towards Sekota, towards areas close to Sekota. And close to Sekota, there is deployment of Ethiopian National Defense Force and FANO as well. Now, regional government today announced some extraordinary security measures. Vehicle movement, persons movement have been banned except during specified hours. All types of weapon display has been banned. No one will carry any weapons. Action will be taken against those who will be involved in spreading misinformation. It seems that an operation is being launched in and near Sekota, and this development is linked to what's happening in other parts of Amhara region, that FANO is under crackdown. FANO commanders are being targeted, they're being arrested. Main FANO coordinators, they are being detained. And we know that there is deployment of FANO close to Sekota, close to this front, southern front. So I personally think that this development is linked to operation against FANO fighters deployed to front line there. And close to front line as well, because we know that some FANO factions, some FANO contingents, they were removed from southern front a few days ago. Did a video on that. I think now another attempt is being made to completely push back FANO and FANO supporters from close to the contact line between Tigray and Amhara forces, Tigray and Ethiopian National Defense Force. Lastly, viewers, last story is about information being shared by some Tigrayan diaspora members who say that Joe Biden, US President, is sending a delegation to Hague to hold talks with International Criminal Court officials, because Joe Biden is interested in taking up the issue of human rights abuses, atrocities committed in Ukraine and in Ethiopia. So in coming days, there could be action against the governments of Russia and Ethiopia. Now, I don't know about Ukraine, but when it comes to Ethiopia, I don't think that US government will take any such action in coming days. Two bills are still pending, viewers. HR 6600, S3199. One with US House and the other with US Senate. Both bills are about human rights abuses committed in Tigray, and both bills propose sanctions on Ethiopian government. But still you are saying that the bills are pending. Why? Because some progress is being seen in Ethiopia, and if there is sanction, if there is announcement of sanctions, if there are other such measures, it could be a sort of, it could have a bad impact on the ongoing developments in Ethiopia. That is why I personally think that Ethiopian government is not in imminent danger of any sanctions or any proceedings at International Criminal Court. Yes, Russia could be targeted. Ethiopia will be just threatened. It will be kept under threat, like two bills are pending there. And the purpose of these threats would be to pressurize Ethiopian government towards a solution. So far, no solution has been reached, but things are moving gradually and slowly towards a solution. Aid delivery to Tigray is increasing. Tigray released thousands of prisoners a few hours ago, and reportedly Eritrean forces, they have left parts of western Tigray. Amhara forces, Amhara special force members were also removed from Humra Volkaya Sekade, which is the core issue. So we could see some settlement, hopefully, in coming days. Any measures at ICC or some sanctions could have a negative impact on the progress. That is why I don't think that in coming days or weeks, US government will announce any serious actions against Ethiopian government. Thanks for watching.